Howdy, folks. Today we're looking at Uncanny X-Men number 129, in facsimile from 1979 in Marvel Comics. Well, now here's an oldie but a goodie, as they say, in the beginning of one of the most consequential storylines in comic book history. Although there's nothing on the cover to indicate the dawn of a paradigm shift, this indeed marks the customary recognized opening salvo of the Dark Phoenix saga. We begin with the endnotes to the book's last major arc, the battle with Proteus on Muir Isle, a battle which the team barely survived. That was also the end to another extended storyline, which had seen the team split up around the world, with half believed dead while the other half scrambled to make up the difference. They're not even back in Westchester for a day, however, before things start heating up again. The Professor is anxious that the new X-Men still don't work as a team in the same way as the original X-Men. Cyclops, to his credit, argues this is a new group who already know how to fight independently, and any attempt to treat them like rookies is going to backfire. The argument will soon be mooted by the arrival of another series of escalating crises that push the team's still nascent teamwork to its limit, ultimately forging them into a more hardened unit. In hindsight, what sticks out is Chris Claremont's long-term commitment across already multiple collaborators to showing the painstaking slow process by which a group of strangers could cohere into a genuine team. Imagine any book today doing that, taking 40 issues more or less to actually build a functioning superhero squad. About 5 years in real time, considering much of the run shipped bi-monthly. Now, I've read this story a few times already, in Classic X-Men, in trade, and online, and now we're reading it again. In facsimile, the ads supply much-needed context. Star Wars was still dominant in a world where Marvel's comic was still the only ongoing spin-off. ROM had just arrived, with the first issue of the Space Knight's own long-running title having dropped just the month before. As intense and epical as Dark Phoenix would be, it's humbling to remember that the first appearance of both Emma Frost and Kitty Pryde shipped in a monthly comic filled with ads for Hostess fruit pies, bubblegum and grit, alongside Cheryl Ladd appliques and BB guns. It was a different world, premised on different financial incentives at every step of the comic book making process. Historical distinctions often erased by the archival presentation of modern reprints.